Hello everyone, I am Terry Candlestick and welcome back to the channel. Last time we got the bad end and I spoke at length about that. How I felt it was a very satisfying bad end. And it sounds like at least one of you agreed it was a very bad end. So now we've gone back, we're at the point where we can do the good end. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to at least start the good end of Leo's route in Echo. I'm assuming it's going to be hella long because Carl's route, his good end was hella long. And I don't think I've only heard about Leo's route in a good way from other YouTube channels. So I was going to say shout out, but I'm not going to name any of them, so I guess I'm just shouting them out. But thanks anyways. So without further ado, as Finmar likes to say, let us start with a little boop. Good route on Boop's route, I guess. Good ending on Boop's route. Just tell the truth. That's all I want. Okay. It's over. Healthy decision, it's over. Leo's eyes bore into mine as I looked back at him. Now isn't the time for this. In fact, it's the absolute worst time for something like this. But looking at him, I can tell that this is the only time for Leo. No, Leo. Leo's eyes widen and he leans his head back just slightly, at the same time taking a step back. It's like you punched him, poor guy. It's like I physically pushed him. After everything that's happened, I just can't. Leo seems frozen, watching me, his arms hanging loosely at his sides. I hear the crunch of gravel next to me and Kudzu's by my side. Come on, we're going now. Leo's hand moves then to his waistband. I have a moment to see him lift a gun from under his shirt, his eyes on Kudzu. My body moves automatically, stepping in front of the raccoon and raising my hands up to my chest defensively. Leo has already frozen his motion, though, gun in front of his stomach, still pointed down at the ground as he stares past me. What the fuck? I feel Kudzu grab my arm from behind, his grip so tight that it's painful. But I keep my eyes on Leo, waiting, watching to see what direction the gun might go in. Then it drops. First his arm, which hangs loosely by his side once more, then the gun, which clatters to the gravel below. Thank goodness. I flinch, expecting it to go off. It doesn't, and instead my ears are filled with the sound of the arriving train. Leo's eyes are back on mine, and I watch his tears start to spill out. Come on, Leo. We have to get out of here. Kudzu pulls me back and I turn away from Leo and the town of Echo as we rejoin the rest of the group. Run! Flynn shoves Carl forward and the ram takes off alongside the rails, looking over his shoulder at the train. The next thing I know, we're all running after Carl as the train catches up. I look back. Flynn waves both arms at the locomotive as it whizzes past. But if there's a reaction from the driver, I don't see it. I have just enough time to read the letters on the side of the engine, Prescott Railway, before it's moving past me down the tracks. I realize that the train is quite short, maybe only 5 cars in all. We won't have many chances. Kudzu! Flynn points at the caboose and starts running beside it, next to 2 little steps that drop down at the very end from a platform. Gracefully, the lizard jumps, landing his feet on the steps as his hands scramble for some kind of purchase. He finds it and pulls himself in, and the next second he's reaching out, holding onto a handle on the caboose as he grabs one of Kudzu's paws. With much more ease than Flynn had, Kudzu jumps up onto the steps and pulls himself onto the platform. I passed Carl at this point, the ram already losing steam. He calls after me in a hoarse, ragged voice. "Shit, I'm not gonna make..." Flynn grabs the ram as they pass, and Carl hop skips on uneven gravel. And for a horrifying moment, I think he's gonna fall. But Kudzu leans in and snatches him up as well, practically lifting Carl onto the platform. Jenna, who's right beside me, is next, reaching out a paw to Flynn. He grabs it and Jenna easily jumps on over the 2 steps. I think it's my turn next, but TJ slows down abruptly and I move to the side to make room for him. Flynn grabs his arm and TJ hesitates several times before Kudzu gets a grip on him as well, and he's able to step up onto the first step. It's then that I realize that the train is picking up speed and I'm starting to slow down. I move up beside the caboose, seeing Flynn's outstretched arm. Now that I'm next to it, I can see how terrifying this is. The wheels clack loudly in my ears, and I have no idea how I'm going to lift one leg up while keeping up this speed. But I get a grasp on Flynn's hand, and I see Kudzu's paw reaching out as well. The train's going way too fast now, and I know I'll only have one chance at this. I pull down on their hands and lift my feet up to land on the last step. Once my feet make contact, relief floods through me. I can't help myself as I grin and pull myself up the steps. I don't know if we're safe, or if this whole plan is going to work, but we carried it out somehow, and that feels good for once. Then I remember Leo, and I look back, expecting to see him running next to the train. Instead, all I see is the brush and gravel rushing past. I look back toward the town, and I think I can make out a small figure in the distance, exactly where I'd left him.
Where the hell is Leo?
I stay silent, but Flynn follows my gaze out toward the desert.
Shit.
At that moment, I'm not sure what I should feel. Probably relief? But what I do feel is an incredible wave of sadness. Like a physical wave smashing into my body. Probably the same thing Leo felt when I told him. Some part of me knows that this shouldn't matter right now. All that matters is that we might have just escaped with our lives. But leaving Leo behind. Someone I'd known most of my life. Someone who protected me, been a friend to me, guided me through the worst parts of my life. Someone who'd always emphasized togetherness and family, who'd always vowed to protect and stand by my side. That very same person had just chosen to stay behind. While we're the ones leaving, he's the one that decided to leave us. And as that solitary figure grows smaller and smaller, that idea hurts more than anything else right now. After seeing Janice get murdered, after being tortured by Brian, after nearly being murdered in a mine, this separation from my best friend is the knife being twisted into my chest. I sink to my knees, holding on to the railing, wondering if I should have stayed behind. Because the Leo I'd just been with isn't the Leo I really know. He needed help, and I just abandoned him. I should have stayed behind. Hot tears spill over my cheeks as I stare at the metal platform. Fuck you. Fuck you. We say the words under my breath, but there's more rage behind them than anything I've ever said in my life. They're meant for Echo. Fuck you for killing Janice. Fuck you for hurting Willio. Fuck you for killing Duke. Fuck you for hurting Cliff. Fuck you for what's buried in the mines. Fuck you for hurting Nick. Fuck you for twisting my friends into something they're not. Fuck you for hurting Cynthia and Murdoch. And fuck you for ruining my life. I sit there on my knees, sobbing hard like I'm crying for two people at once. I can't see Leo anymore, but the thought of him alone and probably hurting like me is too much. I don't know how long I cry for, but it feels like a long time. After a while, I feel a paw on my shoulder. I imagine the rest of my friends standing there staring at me, but when I turn my head, it's only Kudzu. The raccoon is crouched next to me, his head turned towards mine, a look that can only be described as understanding on his face. In a bit of a daze, I rub my face on his shoulder to clear my vision. That's rude. Try your eyes somewhere else, bro. You got arms. Sorry. Don't be. Kudzu says it automatically as he rubs my shoulder gently. Do you want to get up? The rest of them went inside. I stay crouched there a moment, watching the blur of train tracks in front of me as we continue through the desert. Give me a sec. My nose is all stuffy, so my voice comes out clogged. The tiny lights of Echo on the endless expanse of the desert get smaller and smaller, and so too does the feeling of tension in my chest. And with the tension goes the sad, angry presence in my head. It, or he, goes quiet again. It makes me feel a little bit better. But each time I think about Leo, that knife gets a little deeper. Kudzu nods and squeezes my shoulder. After a few moments of silence, he speaks. You know that someone I lost a few years ago? I wipe my eyes again and nod. He was my boyfriend. I keep silent as I stare at the tracks, almost hypnotized. That strange feeling of wanting to jump tickles at the back of my brain, then fades slowly. One night, we were walking along like we usually did, and we got mugged. We should have just given him everything, but my boyfriend, of course, stepped forward, confronted the guy, and got shot. I glance back at the raccoon with no idea of what to say. Kudzu shakes his head like he's coming out of a dream. I'm just saying that I'm here. I might know what this feels like, you know? I cough a little to clear my throat. I mean, he didn't die. Kudzu shrugs. Breaking up can feel like that. Sometimes. Right you are, bro. It's a lot more than that. It was all of that. I wave in the direction of the town. It just feels like I lost him right when we got away. We're gonna get people to go back for him. Yeah. I let out a big breath before slowly standing up, my knees popping as I do. Kudzu stands with me as I lean against the railing, choosing not to look out at the town. After a moment, I turn around to face Kudzu, and then I'm hugging him. There's no hesitation this time as he hugs back. I let myself lean into him, letting him support me, feeling the fur on his neck poke through mine. We stay like that for a good 5 minutes, vibrating along with the train. Those some good vibes. Finally, I pull back. All right, we should probably go in. I don't think it's all that safe out here anyway. Without letting go of me, Kudzu opens the door and guides me inside. My friends are all sitting in seats in the dark, swaying along with the train's movements. Carl sits closest to us and he looks up at the sound of the door.
Hey, Chase. Are you okay?
I laugh. No. Carl smiles sadly.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're fine, man. I see Jenna and TJ together on a seat further along the wall, and Flynn sits opposite them. Further still, a small shape sits leaning against the opposite end of the caboose, curled up on his seat. It's Clint. Flynn occasionally glances at him, but the polecat doesn't seem interested in coming near us. Kudzu guides me to sit next to Carl, and I make room so that the raccoon can sit next to me.
So, where do you think we're going?
I feel Carl twitching against me as he sits there hunched over. Anywhere's better. No, as long as it's not hell, I guess.
I guess.
Kudzu's arm goes around my shoulders automatically, and we sit in silence for what feels like a long, long time. And I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind if this were the rest of my life, honestly. For the first time in several days, I feel calm and safe. Soon enough, though, the darkness of the caboose is illuminated with occasional flashes of light. Flynn looks out the window.
Peyton!
With a grating screech, the train starts slowing down. I'm a little surprised. I guess I thought the train wasn't even real, and it would just go on forever. But now it comes to a slow, stuttering stop. We all sit in the dark, quiet, listening, and then Flynn stands up and opens the door. Soft orange light spills inside. What the hell? Out of the doorway, I see rows of train tracks occupied with other boxcars. Someone moves into view. It's an older-looking fox in overalls. He stares up at us like we're aliens. Where the hell did you come from? A moment of silence goes by before Flynn clears his throat.
We're from Echo.
Ooh, Saturday. Wait, this is Saturday? What the bollocks? What in the what? Okay. Well, we'll keep going. I don't really know what's about to happen, but this is good. And yeah, Mom, I promise I'll call you in an hour. No, I'm not. No, we're not staying the night. I promise. Wow, Mom. All right. I swear. I love you too. Bye. I hang up and drop my paw into my lap, sighing loudly. Kudzu laughs. There, Dee Dee, let's go! Best boyfriend. Everything okay? I rub my eyes. Yeah, I guess. She's just worried, obviously. Kudzu reaches over and sets his paw on my knee, squeezing briefly before returning it to the steering wheel. Oh, it's driving. Okay. I can still turn back, you know. I take in another breath and hold it. It's tempting. It might even be a better idea than to just let the past die. But now that I'm leaving the area for good, I want to see it one more time. The town and Leo. I let the breath out. I need to do this. I've thought about it for so damn long that there's no way I'd forgive myself for backing out now. I need closure. All right, but if he gets weird at all, I'm taking you the hell out of there. He won't. He's back to normal. As much as any of us can be, anyway. But I told him that it's only going to be for a little bit. That we're just driving through. I look over at him. You want to stay in the car? Was planning to, unless you're planning on going inside. No, I'll stay outside. All right. But I'll be watching in case you two try anything. Yeah, right. It's been 2 years. That's not very long. Hey, I know Leo. He's not the person we last saw. Yeah, I know. I feel my stomach tighten as I suddenly realize we're driving past the lake, then onto Main Street. It's completely abandoned. But then we passed a motel. The windows are all boarded up and the parking lot is filled with more cracks than I remember. But I'm hit with a wave of familiarity all the same. Standing in the parking lot are 2 people. Pointing at the motel is a large black bear, and in front of him stands a canine of some kind with a video camera. Kudzu snorts but doesn't say anything. At first, I feel a spark of anger at them for probably seeing the whole thing as a morbidly fun adventure. Not even having the slightest idea of what sort of hell the town went through. And then I remembered that I'd done the same thing. Granted, it was many years removed, but still the same. 2 years isn't many years. Chase. Roger. Sir? We turn back onto Leo Street and my stomach tightens further. Kudzu glances at me. Can I get a kiss before you talk to your ex? Eyes on the road. Kudzu leans over, very deliberately keeping his eyes on the road as he tries to turn his face toward me. I give him a quick peck on the side of his muzzle and he laughs. I try to laugh as well, but it gets caught in my throat as I see that old house. And there, waiting in the driveway, is Leo.
Hey, how's it going?
Leo cheerfully greets me as I open my door. It catches me off guard a little bit, his mood being so different from mine. Hey, Leo. What's up? Leo has his paw shoved in his pockets, but still manages to shrug.
Not much. You?
Not much. Leo ducks his head and looks in at Kudzu.
Hey, good. You alright?
Kudzu awkwardly answers from behind me.
Yeah, I'm okay.
There's a moment of silence as I try to think of what to say or do. I hadn't expected Leo to just meet me outside.
Did you want to come in for a beer or something? Oh, I'm actually driving for the next couple hours.
Yeah, we were just stopping by for a minute.
Ah, okay.
Leo's smile falters a little bit, then he shrugs again.
Wanna go for a walk then? Stretch your legs?
I look back at Kudzu, but he doesn't say anything. Doesn't give me a hint as to what he's thinking. He's leaving the decision up to me. Yeah, sure. Leo ducks his head again.
You wanna come, good?
Kudzu hesitates, then shakes his head.
Nah, you two go ahead. I prefer the AC. Alright, cool.
Feeling just a little tension between the two of them, I quickly jump out and shut my door. I look over at the rail yard, which is in full view of the car, and point. Wanna walk over there?
Sure.
So you've just been hanging out here for the past 2 years?
A little bit. Spent a lot of time at my parents'. I'm moving back in with them right now, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it sucks. But honestly, I can't stand all the vultures scavenging around for stories here.
Sounds like it. But at least you'll be around other people, right?
Yeah. It's officially a ghost town now, if you haven't noticed.
I look out over the rest of the town, toward the motel and convenience store and all of the tiny houses and trailers in between. Not a single person.
I actually visited Carl once in a while over the summer.
Leo nods up toward the mountains and I see the big mansion glinting gently in the sunset. Hey, that's cool. I hear he's doing pretty good at school right now.
Good? Are you going back to school?
Meh. I shrug my shoulders, walking up to the train tracks to straddle the steel rails. Not in Pueblo, since we're moving up a couple states, but probably eventually. There's a lull in the conversation as we both go quiet. I look around wondering if this was the spot where we hopped the train. The train that turned out to be an old engine and caboose on its way to Peyton, where it was then transferred to a train museum.
Oh.
Cool. It had been traveling at a gentle 10 miles per hour to keep from derailing off the old tracks, just slow enough for us to catch. It was the last of 3 train engines being transferred that night. Just a few hours later, that emergency services went in and recovered whoever else was left in town, including Leo. I still wonder if we'd even needed to hop the train, but I guess I was escaping more than just a town. I look back at Leo. Are you okay? Leo looks up from kicking around some rocks. I mean, I scratch my head vigorously, trying to think of how not to say the wrong thing. Have you been doing okay? Are you happy? Leo smiles.
Not really. Are you?
I think back to the past 2 years of nightmares and panic attacks, of breaking down into tears out of nowhere. Oh, just a few hours ago I dropped to the ground in a grocery store in Peyton because someone dropped a jar of jam. But Kudzu had been there, like always, to help me back up. I'm managing.
I can't cope with this.
It's a process.
That's good.
Are you managing? Leo chuckles.
I'm just leaving.
Are you getting help?
Like Professional help?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Well, it can really help.
I like to do things on my own these days.
Leo looks back toward the car, kudzu barely visible through the windows. People can help. You don't have to do everything on your own.
I think it's best if I stay away from people for now.
I noticed the anchor bracelet missing from Leo's wrist.
Oh.
I looked down at the tracks. Listen, I'm sorry about everything that happened. I wish I could do things over. Even before what happened here in Echo. Leo looks at me for a moment, a sad smile on his face.
The last 2 years have been hell for me. I cried myself to sleep every night thinking about you.
I feel my face flush with embarrassment and, for some reason, shame. Shame. You left your boyfriend alone twice. Of course, it was crazy the second time, but still.
But last month, for the first time, it stopped. I stopped thinking about you every hour. I stopped thinking about what you might be doing. About how he might be treating you. About whether or not you're thinking of me. Yeah, I still think about you sometimes. And when I do, I still cry. But it hurts less. So yeah, I am doing better, Chas.
Oh, well, that's good. I have no right to feel a little sad, but I do.
I'm sorry, Chase, for not protecting you the way I should have. For trying to control you and do all that shady shit behind your back. Whatever the fuck was in this town that made us all go crazy, I realize it twisted up my thinking. But those thoughts were always there. Echo just brought them up to the surface. So I'm a shitty person, and you made me realize that. And I'm sorry I brought you into it. Just know that I really did love you.
Leo looks over my shoulder at the car again.
Anyway, you should get back to Kurt. He'll take care of you. And I hope you'll take care of him, okay?
My mouth hangs open a little bit, but that snaps me back to reality. Yeah, I'll do that. I start walking back to the car, but Leo doesn't follow me. I pause. Do you want my new number? We can talk.
No.
The surprised look on my face makes Leo laugh. It's a real laugh. Kind of sad, kind of happy, but real.
That wouldn't be good for either of us.
So, we're just saying goodbye forever? That old knife in my heart starts twisting again. Leo shrugs.
You'll never know.
I stand there 10 feet away from my first boyfriend, my first kiss in this very rail yard. My best friend.
But hey, if you drive through Peyton again, I'm always open to have another chat. Maybe you'll catch me in a better place.
I will. I say it immediately, and Leo smiles at me. So, I'll see you again someday.
I look forward to it.
All right. Bye then.
Goodbye, Jess.
I walk the rest of the distance to the car, and opened the passenger door before getting in and sitting down. With the door still open, I look back one last time. Leo stands there, paws still jammed in his pockets, his fur outlined with orange and gold light from the setting sun, highlighting his head fur like a halo. I take it in for a moment, then wave. He waves back. And with that, I close the door. Close the end. Oh man, I'm happy for Leo. Bro grew. You grew at the end. Yeah, no joke. If anyone, for everyone who's had a breakup, yeah, that hurts, man. I know exactly what Leo went through. Thinking every single hour about someone just breaking down. Just holy crap. I feel bad for the guy. It's hard. If y'all have the same feeling, if y'all had to go through that, any of you, feel free to shout it out in the comments. Leah would know, yeah. You don't need to go in details, but it's just kind of one of those things everyone's felt, and God, it hurts like hell. Just the ugly crying. I can only imagine that's what Leah was doing every single day for, what, 2 years? Poor guy. 2 years of ugly crying. Hopefully that's not what it was, but you never know. Usually that first cry is the worst. But Chase, he's kind of just the same. Even there, I was looking like Kudzu, you can tell he's a little jelly too. He's a little jealous. He's not too sure of Chase. Chase has made so many bad decisions in the story. And, first time just up and leaving Leo. Just, I'm leaving now, bye. And then poor Leo. At the end of Echo here, the hysteria hit 2 years ago in the game. So, yeah. But Chase has got a healthy dude. Chase has got a healthy new boyfriend. I'm going to leave that here. Thanks for watching Echo, Leo's Route. Wink. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to start up next. We've done Carl, done Leo. Now we've got TJ, Flynn, and boop, my girl, Jenna. I think I'm going to leave her to last. These two. What are these two? Who would you like to see? Actually, here's a comment section for a reason, isn't there? Y'all let me know which one y'all want me to do next, and I will do it. I'll consider it very certainly. I have an idea. I really want to have Jenna last, so please don't ask me to do hers next. Carl or sorry, TJ. Scratch. TJ or Flynn. One of these two. Please let me know. I might throw up a poll too. But until then, the channel's growing. Thank you, everyone, if you've been sharing, trying to help spread the word, spread the channel. Thank you all so much. And again, just thank you, everyone, for coming in and watching, listening every time I upload. I really appreciate it. Really love being able to chat with y'all. kind of getting to know how you feel about the story. And hope you enjoy my reaction. So thank you all again. And I will see you at the beginning of the next route. Maybe a story between one of these awesome side stories. But until then, bye.